Welcome General Maths students to today's video on median smoothing. It's part of the VCE General Maths course looking at data analysis, and this topic is time series. The context for our 3-point moving median smooth is as follows. The table below shows the number of letters in total for the last 10 text messages sent by an individual. So we can see the SMS numbers, the messages numbered 1 through to 10, and we can also see the number of letters per message. So there's 88 letters in the first message all the way through to 66 letters in the 10th message. And our task for today is to perform a 3-point moving median smooth. VCEE only asks students to perform median smoothing in a graphical manner, a visual manner, not tabulated. So here's an original time series plot for our letters and text messages. So we have text on the explanatory variable and we have letters on the response variable. So let's look at our first 3 points because this is a 3-point median smooth. So first of all, on the x-axis, we have the numbers 1, 2, and 3. Now they're already in order, and so to find the median of those 3 points is simply taking the middle point, which will be 2. So we know that our first 3-point median smooth will be on the x variable of 2. Now in terms of the y variable, we have got 3 points to consider. So our lowest point on this graph looks to be a value of about 79 on this scale. The next lowest point looks to be about 83, and the highest point of these three looks to be about 88. Now remember, a median is looking for the middle point when they're in order. Now these are not necessarily in order, but examining these 3 points on the response variable from the lowest point, or the lowest dot, all the way up to the highest dot, we actually can see them in increasing order. This is our lowest position, this is our second lowest point, and our highest point based on the y-axis. So let's find our median. It's our second point. So there we have it. That's our first 3-point median smooth, whereby we've found the median on the x-axis, that is the text, and we've also found the median or the middle point in order on the y-axis, which is the letters. Let's move across now from text 1, 2, 3, grouping in threes, to text 2, 3, 4. Yet again, the median along the x-axis is number 3, it's the middle point. So when analysing this in the vertical direction, this first point is the lowest. This point is the middle, and this point is the highest value. So again, the median is the middle point in increasing order. So we get our ruler, go to the second point, which is the middle of 3, and there's our 3-point median smooth for the data points from text 2, 3, and 4. We now move across because this is a moving median smooth, and we've got another 3 points. So the median value between text 3, 4, and 5 will be number 4. And in terms of the median of these 3 points from the letters perspective along the response variable, we have our lowest point here, our middle point here, and our top point here. So the median for these 3 points will be as follows. It's aligned against text number 4, which is the median of 3, 4, 5, and it's aligned against this dot point, which is not the lowest on the y value, not the highest on the y value, but in the middle. This happens to be a 3-point median smooth positioned at an actual dot point. It doesn't always happen that way. Move across to our next step, 4, 5, 6. Of course, 5 will be our median on the x-axis, and in terms of the y-axis, we have our lowest, our middle, and our top. So we're going to be looking at this middle position. Perfect, so there's our 3-point median smooth for text 4, 5, and 6. We then move across to 5, 6, 7. Clearly our median on the text axis is number 6, text number 6, and in terms of the letter axis, there's our lowest value on the y-axis, there's our middle value on the y-axis, and this is our top value. Now, so in increasing order, 1, 2, 3, and the median is the middle point. So 6 is the middle on a text axis, and this particular point here references the middle on our letters axis. Repeat this again for text 6, 7, and 8. Text number 7 is the median value for texts 6, 7, and 8. And when we look at the vertical axis on the letter scale, we have our lowest value, our middle value, and our top value. And of course, the median measure is against the middle value. So our 3-point moving median smooth will be placed against text number 7 and the middle dot on the y-axis. As such, let's move across to 7, 8, 9. There's our 3 points. And of course, there's the middle of the text on number 8. And in terms of the middle of the letters, there's our lowest, there's our middle, there's our top. So we align the median letters coordinate against our median text coordinate, and we have this point. Final one, 8, 9, 10. Again, this represents a median text of 9, 1, 2, 3. So this will be a median letters of 68 by our scale. So 9 and 68 is our coordinate. So there's our 3-point moving median smooth. You notice that we lose data at the start of our plot for our 3-point moving median smooth. Text 1 doesn't have a 3-point moving median smooth. And also at the end of our data, text 10 doesn't have a 3-point median smooth. Let's now look at how we generate this graphically using the TI-Nspire CAS calculator. Let's generate a 3-point moving median smooth using the TI-Nspire CAS calculator. First of all, let's select ourselves a list and spreadsheet and we'll enter in our data. So there's our headings. We've got in column A, SMS number, column B, the letters, and column C, I've labeled that 3-point median smooth, 3PMS. Let's now enter in the data. Now to generate a 3-point moving median smooth, we need to type in the equation equals median, open brackets, and we want to work out the median from cell reference B1 to B3. Okay, we press enter, so it works out the median for the first 3. And that makes sense. If we put them in order, 79 is the lowest, 83 is the middle point, and 88 is the top. So of those 3 cells, the median would be 83. And you notice it puts in no value at the top, which is important when we graph. This dash has some significance. Let's now repeat that calculation using a cell copy all the way down this column. So I'll highlight the cell that we just calculated, and I'll click and hold for a second. Then I'll drag down. And we're going to cell 9 because cell 10 doesn't have data. So using the cell equations, just checking this first particular value works out the median from B1 through to B3. This next one moves down 1. That's why it's called a 3-point moving median smooth. From B2 to B4, the next one goes from B3 to B5, all the way down to our final value, which is B8 to B10. So we can't work out a 3-point moving median smooth for our last point because there's not data for SMS 11. We haven't got 3 values to work against. Again, for graphing purposes, it's best to fill this in using the following. Underscore, return. There's our data worked out in the table as a smooth. We can look at this now graphically. Go to our menu, our graphing tool. First of all, let's have a look at the number of letters against the SMS. So there's our original data. If we choose, we can use the menu and go to properties and connect the data points. That's how it looks quite often in exams and assessments. Okay, now let's add in our 3-point moving median smooth graph. So I'm going to go to menu, plot properties, and I want to add a Y variable. So I'm going to add the 3-point median smooth. There we go. So the main objective of any smooth is to remove the variations and fluctuations from the original data. You can see our blue points jump up and down considerably. The variation is quite large. Whereas you can see in the orange, our 3-point median smooth, that we've significantly reduced the amount of variation and fluctuation between our points. It still does jump around considerably, but it's a lot more linear. And the benefit of that is that we can make more accurate predictions from a linear regression. So let's try that now as well. I'm going to regraph my 3-point median smooth against my SMS numbers. And now using the menu options, I'm going to analyze that data with a regression in the form of A plus BX. So there we have it. This tells me that the 3-point median smooth of the number of letters in our SMSs will be equal to 86 take away 2.1 times the SMS number. And from that we can make predictions about our smooth data.
You've been watching a Juddy Productions video. If you've enjoyed and indeed learned something from this video, then please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.